everyone. I'm Stan Miller, and we're here at Automation Fair. I'm joined today by PJ Shanks. He is IT manager at Westbake, and I'm also joined today by Peadar Shanks. He is the managing director at Westbake. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
So guys, we're here today to talk about driving operational excellence and how Westbake leverages digital technologies for sustainable growth. Great topic, and I can't wait to get into it. But before we do, Peadar, if I could ask you, could you just give us a little bit of background about Westbake as a company so our audience understands?
Westpac are leading confectionery manufacturer based in the west of Ireland. We have 150 employees. We're a family-run business. Last year alone, our output was over 100 million muffins, exported to the UK and beyond.
Excellent. So let's get into the topic a little bit. And Peadar, I'm going to follow up my first question and with a second one to you. Let's talk about some of the operational challenges that Westbake faced before implementing digital technologies, and how have those solutions addressed some of them?
Okay, yeah, well, like most companies, we operated on data silos, like Excel spreadsheets. We had so many silos happening with our company, and we couldn't get the right live data that we needed. So it got us to where we are today. We can't fault it, but we need to move to the next level. That's why we've gone with Plex to give us the real-time information.
So you mentioned Plex. PJ, if I could switch to you. Let's talk about some of the key factors that led you to select the Plex Smart Manufacturing platform over other solutions. You were the project champion, so I can't think of anyone better to answer that question.
Yeah, look, we seen what everything the Plex has to offer, and that's what we wanted. We needed everything in one system for the future as well, not just for now. For when we want to grow, we thought Plex would help us grow, and it could keep developing over time. So all the different modules the Plex offered, from the quality to the manufacturing to the accounting, everything tied in very well together, and we just thought it was best suited for us.
Peadar, if I could go back to you, let's talk about real-time data. How has real-time data from Plex changed your approach to strategic decision-making and business growth?
Yeah, but before Plex was introduced, we were working on P&Ls. We were trying to get them together on a weekly basis. We found it even hard. We could be maybe 2 weeks behind with our data. So with Plex, we're getting real-time information as in 24 hours after a production run. So it's vital that we have that information to make strategic decisions at the right time.
And PJ, maybe if I could go back to you for a second, let's talk about your strategy for rolling it out. How did you approach integrating the digital systems with existing workflows? What steps did you take to ensure a successful adoption of the technology?
First of all, you have to understand what everybody does, down to every little detail. You have to sit down, maybe do the job with them, understand what it is, and see how you can bring that into Plex, and not just giving them a software and saying, make this work, bringing everybody together all the way and pulling everybody in, working as a team and getting the right teams in the right place and the right people communicating. We had to do that from the very start.
And when I hear that, I think about the folks who are using the technology across different functions, but in a broader sense of buy-in. And maybe, Peadar, if I could ask you this had to also be there needed to be buy-in from the top level as well. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. So it was important that the buy-in was from the board level. So when everybody bought into it, then we introduced it to the senior management team and then filtered it down that way. So it was important that you led by example. It wasn't just give it to the operators and say, run with us. So it's worked for us that way.
And maybe a follow-up question for you, Peadar. Can you share how digital transformation has affected your supply chain management, for example, or inventory control, especially from a perspective of cost savings?
Yeah, well, just an example of standalone. Before we had Plex, we had our own Excel spreadsheets for stock control, raw material stock control. With the implementation of Plex, straight away we discovered that there was €400,000 tied up in cash flow that was unnecessary. So that was a bonus from week one with Plex going live.
Nice. Question for both of you, and maybe PJ, if I could ask you to start first. Looking ahead, how do you see your digital strategy driving impact for Westbake as a business? What outcomes are you most focused on in achieving your goals?
Look, as a business, we always want to expand. We felt like we've given it the best software that we can, train everybody the best that we can, and look forward to the future. And we're glad that we have Plex on board to bring us to that next level.
And Peadar, maybe same question for you. In looking ahead, where do you see, your strategy driving impact for Westbake as a company?
Yeah, we want to be market leader in what we do. So we have the belief we can do that. And with Plex, it'll bring us to where we want to be. So it's very important.
Well, gentlemen, having visited your operations and met so many members of the team, you've got a remarkable team, and it's great to see everyone coming together like around the common vision, the common goal. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio today. It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stan.
Thanks, Dan.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation and digital transformation, visit rockwellautomation.com.